Stand ground, folks. Guys, I'm on the way to a brand new customer. This is a no AC call. According to the landlord, he said that another company came out here a few weeks ago and told the tenant that I guess the outside unit didn't have enough power and they needed to get like an electrician. And the landlord got an electrician to come out, and the electrician said that nothing was wrong with the power. So I don't know what's going on, guys, but we'll find out when I get there. I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, guys. I'm outside, and inside my fan is blowing, but the air is lukewarm. It's not cold. And guys, look at this. This fan is not blowing at full speed. What is this? A train? 2.5 ton. 06. So this thing is almost. Where am I on meter at? Yeah, so this thing is definitely up here in age. This thing is R22. But according to the tenant, this unit was blown like this, and the previous company recommended an electrician. But this fan is like barely running. It's turning. But it's not really. And I don't hear my compressor run either. Alright, guys. Let me check my 240. Make sure this contactor is sending proper voltage. I need both hands. I'll be back. And look at this. I'm only getting 119 on my L1 and L2. That's not good. Let me check this disconnect. I'll be back. Right. This isn't a fuse disconnect. It's just a simple handle. And guys, look at what I'm getting coming out from the breaker. 91 volts. So at this point, I'm not ruling out something's going on with the compressor, but we first got to verify that we got 240 leaving a breaker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to make sure the breaker isn't tripped. If it is, I'll reset it. And if I have 240 coming out here, that at least eliminates my incoming power, and we can further diagnose the system. Alright, let me get to the panel. I'll be back. Alright, guys, the breaker is actually on. Nothing was tripped inside, so what I did was I just turned it off and back on. I'm still not ruling out my compressor, but this is very strange. Look at this. Now I got 240. All I did was turned it off and back on. And that's another thing sometimes with these older breakers. If you suspect that it's tripped, let's say if you're not getting power, if you're not getting adequate power at your disconnect, sometimes even if it's not tripped, you still may have to turn it off and back on. Sometimes, like I said, older breakers are faulty like that, but yeah, guys, this is very strange. Now I have 240. What I'm gonna do is, I pretty much already solved the issue. If I got 240 out here, I think I already know what's going on and what's gonna happen if I reset power. But before I do that, let me just make sure that all the wires are okay and nothing's crossed out here. I'm just looking at this cap. It looks like they put in a new cap. And you got the old start cap and start relay. And guys, I'm just making sure that the compressor's wired up right. Orange. Where There's the C. C is going back to the contactor. Got purple one right there. Fan is brown. I'm just making sure I'm good here. But it looks like someone already replaced this cap. When was it? 2022? 11/2022. And I don't see any burnt wires, anything like that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clear some stuff out the way. I'm gonna clamp my meter around either my L1 or L2, and we're gonna see if we can hear this compressor turn on. All right, here goes nothing. Damn, 120 amps. Yep, this compressor is finito. Luckily, I pulled this handle before the breaker tripped again. There, guys. This thing is already close to 20 plus years old. This is an 06. Guys, at this point, I don't think this compressor is worth adding a new hard start kit on, or it looks like the cap is already in. But yeah, guys, the success ratio of replacing an existing hard start kit with a new one after the compressor crapped out is going to be slim to none. If that compressor already had a start assist and it's still not doing its job, that on top of the age, I think this compressor has a dead short. All right, guys, that was a quick diagnosis. What I'm gonna do is, this is a straight AC. This isn't a heat pump. There's no four-way valve in here. This is straight AC, 2.5 ton. I'm going to write this proposal up and see what the landlord wants to do here. In the meantime, I'm going to turn the breaker off so this thing doesn't run. So the other company was halfway right. Something is tripping the breaker, but it wasn't the electric. The issue was the compressor. And after 12 to 15 years, things do break down, but sometimes replacing compressors past a certain age, meaning out of warranty, is really not worth it due to the cost and also the uncertainties of a 20 plus year old AC unit. So, all right, guys, let me get to it. Let me write this up and I'm gonna see what this landlord wants to do. I'll definitely recommend replacing the system. I gotta get the measurements of the evap coil inside, and I gotta take a look inside as well. I don't know if the inside unit is in the attic or the basement, but we'll figure something out. But all right, guys, there you have it. No AC. Found 91 volts at the unit. Isolated the issue, make sure all the wires are okay. Went back to the breaker, reset it. As soon as I turned it on, I had almost 130 volts on startup, which is damn near lock rotor on my compressor. Pulled the handle out and instantly I knew that my compressor shorted the ground. And somehow, some way, my fan was still running with 91 volts, which is interesting. But I'm glad we caught it. Now we just have to write this up and the landlord has to get this unit replaced. All right, guys, let me rock out. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.